He probably looks at me every day and was like, man, you probably was the geekiest kid I ever had the best deal from.
That deal for you at that time, that 60 grand probably changed your life.
Like, remember, I told you, I didn't have confidence. I became the man in my head. So I went back to my parents' house. I bought my first car. I bought a convertible Mustang.
What did your mom say when you came home with a bag of $60,000 in cash? 1991. That was worth a lot more. 60K back then is probably worth, I don't know, but a quarter mil. I don't know how to do these things. It's probably worth more. Welcome to another episode of the Out of the System podcast. I'm your host, Leo Climaco. My guest today is a real estate guru, Calvin Cannon Jr. What's up, Calvin?
Hey, Leo, man. What's going on, man? How are you?
Good, man. I'm really happy to have you here.
No, thank you, man. It's an honor and pleasure for me to be here with you.
Thank you very
sharing
much.
me with your audience, sharing me with your clientele, man. I'm honored. Thank you.
Thank you. Rent's due, Calvin.
Rent is due, Leo. Every day, man. Every day. Rent
love
is due
that.
every day, man. Absolutely.
Where'd you get that from? How's that born for you?
So for me, I've been doing real estate since 1991.
Okay.
I'm 33 years into the real estate. Not only just doing real estate as an investor, but I'm also a coach, leader, father, right? So rent's due to me is not just about collecting rent from the tenants. It's also about life. Every day you have to put in what you want to get out of life.
Yes.
So if you don't think that rent's due for you every day, then that means that you're just coasting through life.
I agree.
So rent is due every day, man.
I
Every
agree.
day. Especially for tenants though, but every day.
For me, that's like going to the gym and eating properly.
Exactly.
That's my rent due every day.
That's right.
I gotta go. If I don't go, I feel so guilty. If I eat like crap, I feel so guilty.
Yep.
And I gotta just pay that rent every day. And I feel better and I move on with my day.
Absolutely, man. What you put in is what you get out, man.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So rent's due.
How did you start real estate in 1991? And what would you say are the major differences from back then to today?
Wow, Leo, you came right in with the bombs, man. Me starting in real estate it was very, very different back in '91, right? So I started off
Whole different world.
total different world. And I started
Pre-internet.
free internet, right? And how I started in real estate was not because I wanted to do real estate. I stumbled across real estate because I was looking for my independency. I was living in the household with my mom, very, very strict mom, very, very strict parents, right? I graduated out of high school. I was going to Temple University. Criminal justice was my background in the beginning. And my mom, I had to be in the house when the street light went on. So I don't know how many people can relate to that, but that's approximately like 8:30, 9 o'clock when the outside street light went on. I had to be in the house. Couldn't be on the phone.
Where'd you grow up?
And I grew up in Philadelphia.
Okay.
Yep. So it's a part of Philadelphia called Mount Airy. I grew up in Mount Airy, and my mom was very, very strict. She focused on education. Me, being 17 years old, I'm focusing on, I want to get out. I want to party. I want to do things. And she just wasn't having it. So I knew that once I graduated out of high school, because that was the goal that she wanted me to do, is get my high school diploma.
Got it.
So then I said, well, if I go to college, I can live on campus, and now I'm going to get my freedom.
Yes.
So I stumbled into real estate because of independency, not because I was looking to get into real estate. So graduated out of high school, bought my first duplex on 32nd and Cecil B. Moore, which is in North Philadelphia. Bought that duplex, moved in it. Leo, when I tell you this place was totally messed up, man. I mean, the windows were broken. The front door didn't have a lock.
Let me back you up one second.
Yep.
How did an 18-year-old buy a property right out of high school?
Wow, that's a great question, right? So what a lot of people don't know is that when you sign up for college, right, or at least back then, I don't know if they do it today, but I do know they did this back then, is that college, you can apply for a grant and something called a stipend check. My stipend check was supposed to be for my room and board, so I wasn't sharp on paperwork, right, back then. So I filled out the documentations for the stipend check. I got a $5,000 stipend check after the semester started. So I went through the semester, everything was over and done with. This check comes in the mail in my mom's house. It was for $5,000. Back then, I believe it was still PNC Bank. I took it to the bank. I deposited the money inside of the bank. Once it cleared, I'm like, I'm rich, man. I got $5,000. So at that point, my grandfather knew a young lady who was selling a multifamily property at 32nd and Cecil B. Moore. And again, this is back in 1990, 91 for $5,000. And I took the money out of the bank.
Wow.
Didn't know nothing about real estate, no paperwork, no nothing. I gave my grandfather the money, who essentially gave it to the young lady. I got the keys. I moved in.
That's amazing.
No furniture, no nothing, Leo. Just
What a
me, my
great
bag, and my
story.
books.
And I think your mom was okay with that because she understood the value of buying a property and having her own place.
Well, she wasn't really okay with it. What she was okay with was that it was close to school.
Okay.
So I could have walked to the campus from where I was, and she was okay with that. And
That worked
because
out perfectly for you.
It worked out perfect. And because it came from her father, which is my grandfather,
Got
she
it.
felt comfortable.
Got it.
She felt comfortable. So
Got it.
That was my first taste of real estate, man. My first taste.
Did you party in that place?
You know what though, Leo? To be very transparent and honest, I was a geeky student, man. You know what I mean? I wasn't the guy that you see right now, right? So I was in my books. I probably wasn't the most likable person. My confidence was low, so I didn't walk with my head up high. So no, I didn't really party. I was more into just being able to be there on my own, having my space and my privacy.
Got you.
But no, I really wasn't. I wanted to party. You know what I mean? But I wasn't the popular kid in school. You know what I mean? So I was that kid that I got my own, but I wasn't the most popular kid in school.
Tell me how that property grew to your empire.
Oh man, Leo, listen. So I'm in the property. I finished up the first year. I'm going into my second year. There was a gentleman who was on the block, and we'll just say that he had his own entrepreneur business. He had his own entrepreneur pharmacy going on, and he saw me coming back and forth from my apartment. He stopped me one day. He said, "Listen, I want to buy that property." And I'm just like, okay, whatever. I'm like, it's not good in there. It's bad. Like I used a sofa to block the door. Like it was horrible in there. So he said to me, he said, "I'm going to buy it for $60,000. This is 91. I'm like, whatever. I laughed it off. I kept going. I'm going back and forth to school. Maybe about a week to 2 weeks later, I see him again. He said, "This Friday, I'm coming to buy the property." And I'm like, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm 17, 18 years old. Sure enough, Friday, approximately maybe like 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, he comes to the house, knock on the door. He had a bag full of money. And I'm just like, okay. He comes in. Leo, I didn't even count the money. I looked at it. He had a whole folder full of papers. I signed everywhere he told me to sign. I didn't read not one thing. I gave him the keys. I took my book bag, my books, and all the clothes I can put in there, and I took the bag of money that he had, and I ran back to my parents' house. Never counted the money.
That's a crazy story.
So I tell people this.
I
Like,
have so many questions.
yeah, I tell people this. If the guy who I sold you that property, if you're watching this, please, hopefully you gave me the $60K, because I never counted it. I never counted the money. I was just spending it, just spending the money, man.
That's crazy. I have so many questions.
Yeah.
Why do you think he paid so much for the house?
I didn't know. All I knew is that when I paid $5,000 for it, I didn't do any work, nothing. I just moved in. I was sleeping on a sofa. When he came with the $60,000, I don't know if it was the full 60 or whatever, but I have no idea. I didn't understand real estate at that time. All I knew is that I paid $5 for it, and he said he was giving me $60, and I looked in the bag, and it was full of money. And I just took the money. And
He
I was
probably
gone.
turned it into a trap house.
You know what? So believe it or not, I went back there to visit. So I bought it for $5,000. He bought it for $60,000. Today, that same property is worth over $475,000.
That's crazy.
Today, right now. So I kicked myself in the head because it was my first investment property.
Yes, for $5,000.
$5,000, not having the information of understanding to hold the property because the ARV was going to appreciate.
Right.
Right? And guess what? To the day, he still owns that property.
Does he really?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, he probably looks at me every day and was like, "Man, you probably was the geekiest kid I ever had the best deal from." Yep.
But that deal for you at that time, that
Yep.
$60,000 probably changed your life.
Oh, Leo, listen. One, remember I told you I didn't have confidence.
Yes.
With that bag of money,
You got confidence.
I became the man in my head.
Correct.
I became the man. So I went back to my parents' house. I bought my first car. I bought a convertible Mustang.
What did your mom say when you came home with a bag of $60,000 in cash?
Yeah, so.
In 1991.
Yep.
Because that was worth a lot more. $60K back then is probably worth,
Yeah.
I don't know, but a $250,000. I don't know how to do these things, but
You ready for
it's
this?
probably worth more.
She took me to the police station. I came in with the money. She freaked out. She put me in a car. She took me to Broad and Champlos, which is the 35th Police District in Philadelphia.
Wow.
And she took me in and she was like, I don't know what's going on, but she wasn't having it. They took me in the back. I'm crying. I'm in tears. And I'm just telling the officer, listen, this gentleman gave me the money. They put my mom in the car. They put me in the car. We went back to 32nd and Cecil B. Moore. We knocked on the door. The guy came out. He had the documents. Some words was exchanged.
You were 18 already at that point.
I was 18 already.
Okay, so you're a legal adult.
Yeah, I was definitely legal.
Got it.
So actually, I was going on 19 at that point.
Okay.
So we went back. They had a conversation. We went back to the police district, and he told my mom, "Your son did a real estate deal." And she looked at me and she was like, "What?" And
It's legal. It's his money.
Everything was legal. So at that point, I started giving my family money, and I went back
She
to school.
must have been so shocked.
She was pissed at me.
Really?
She was because one, I was her youngest,
Yeah.
right? And she kind of babied me, right?
Yeah.
I lived a very sheltered life, and I didn't communicate. So her biggest thing was, you did this behind my back. You didn't communicate. Anything could have happened to you. It could have been stolen money. It could have been counterfeit money. It could have been anything, which would have put my family in danger. So she didn't care about the money, and she didn't even care the fact that I did a real estate deal and I made money. She was more about the morals and the respect of the household that I could have put the entire family at risk by doing something stupid.
Got it.
So she was extremely pissed off at me. Extremely pissed off.
Your mom was strict.
This is why I had to get out.
Your mom was
Now you see why how I
strict.
stumbled into real estate, right?
Wow, yes.
So I took the money, gave my sister some money, my mom some money. I went back to school. I switched my major from criminal justice to business management.
Smart.
And then I also started doing real estate because I said, you know what? I need to understand what just happened. So I took some of the final of the money and I bought my first quad. I bought a 4-unit apartment building on the 4400 block of Germantown Ave for about $7,000. And that's all the money that probably like $10,000 I had left because I was just blowing through money. I was blowing through the money. So I bought the quad. Again, my mom was strict. So even though I had the bag of money, when I moved back to my mom's house, the rules didn't change. So I'm like, I got to get back out of here. So I took the last bit of money I had. I bought the quad for $7,000. I moved from out of my mom's house into the quad. I lived in every single unit of that apartment building. And I fixed it up. I went through squatters being in there. I learned how to be a jack leg of a contractor. I was doing my own electric. I was doing my own plumbing. But I stayed in every unit of that floor until I fixed it up. Then I started renting it out. Now, when I bought the quad, the person I bought it from, I went through a title company. I got paperwork. Now I'm getting the real estate bug. Now I'm understanding this is a process. And now I'm making money. I probably was making up anywhere from $500 to $600 per floor. Times 4, it was like what? $2,000, $2,500 a month that I was getting because I paid cash for the property.
That's great.
So I didn't have a mortgage. And at that point, I was like, yeah, this is the life I'm trying to live. This is it.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I think I'm more dumbfounded at how cheap you bought a quad for.
92, man, $7,000
For
92.
7,000. Like,
Yes.
that's laughable.
Yeah.
You couldn't get a closet today for $7,000.
Yes, 7,000. And then I kept that for a few years. I learned how to do banking. I cashed out, refied the quad. I took money out of that. And then I started buying duplexes. I bought single family homes. And then eventually I sold the quad. So I bought it for $7. I think we sold it for like $115, $120.
That's awesome.
Yep. Then a light bulb went off, man, and it didn't turn back. Didn't turn back.
How many deals do you think you've made?
How many deals?
Deals have you made? You think?
I would say between my personal investments and I did get my real estate license, so I started doing, business with clients. I would say right now, today, I probably have over about 400 or 500 deals.
That's crazy.
Yeah, yep. And that's personal and a combination of clientele between 400 and 500.
What made you get your license
Because
after being successful at real estate?
great question. Because I was a book nerd, and I felt like how you do one thing is how you do everything. I felt that I wanted to get in and I wanted to learn this business the right way. I didn't, even today when people say, hey, did you ever go back and count the money? Like I still today, I don't know if the guy gave me 60,000, right? But what I did know is I had a lot of money, but I also know that the first real estate transaction I did was not done properly because I didn't understand what I was signing.
Right.
So at that point I said, you know what? I'm going to learn this business. I'm gonna learn it. Now, mind you, I'm still working a 9 to 5. Even though I'm making money, I'm still working a 9 to 5.
Doing what?
So at this point, I was working at a retail supermarket. So I started a retail supermarket. I started as a security guard.
Okay.
And I went from a security guard to store detective, from store detective to shift manager, from shift manager to evening manager, from evening manager to assistant manager, from assistant manager to general manager, from general manager to district manager, from district manager to regional manager.
Holy fuck. How long were you there?
Probably 15, 20 years.
Why?
Because the one thing that I was always afraid of is that I wasn't consistent enough. Real estate was bringing in money, but the supermarket business was paying me every week. So I got addicted to that weekly paycheck, right? And I was going up in the ranks. Every time I wanted to leave, they gave me a raise. They gave me a new position. So they put the carrot in front of my face. And at this point, I'm making over $120,000 a year. So the stability of the job that was giving me that 9-to-5 check, it felt good. It felt good.
I know what you mean.
And they gave me insurance. When I became a district manager, I had a company car, company credit card, company cell phone, company laptop.
That's awesome.
I felt I was living a life.
And you had money to do your real estate.
And I was actually, and this is what people need to understand. I didn't notice then, but I noticed it after a while, after I picked up a mentor, that my job was my first silent partner, my first silent investor. So I was taking the money from the retail supermarket and I was adding that money into the real estate.
Correct.
And I was growing my real estate faster. And it was easy. You know, I didn't have to go inside the supermarket and do hard labor. I wasn't coming home sweating.
Right.
So I feel like, you know, they're paying me. I'm driving in their car. I'm using their gas. I'm using their credit card to, you know, do the things that I had to do, right? And I'm using their laptop. Why would I quit?
It's true.
Why would I quit? So I felt good about it. What made me respectfully fire my boss is because I got diagnosed with cancer. And I was battling prostate cancer. And when I beat cancer, my job said, well, when you coming back? And I'm like, I just had the battle of my life. And they're like,
literally.
And they're like, we understand. But when you coming back? Because your FMLA is running out. You have 3 weeks to come back.
What is that?
At FMLA?
Yeah.
So that's basically where you can leave your job on sick leave and you'll get a certain percentage of your check.
Got it.
And so I was getting 60% of my check and they're just like, hey, your time's running out. And I'm like, I can't do this. I tried to go back and I came in and the work from the time that I've been out was piled up on my desk.
Oh,
and my supervisor at that time came to me and said, how long is it going to take you to get through this? And I was like, get through what? I was like, all the time I was out, you couldn't find anybody to replace me? And he was like, yeah, but we need you to get this work done.
What?
And I'm just like, you know what? I can't do it. And I went home, I prayed, I cried, I had my pity party. I went in the next day. I drove my car to the job that night. I went in the next day, I gave him the keys and I was like, I quit. It was like, you just can't quit on this. I said, watch me. And I drove home and the drive home, my body was so numb, Leo, that I felt like, am I making a mistake? But that was the first time that I realized I had to bet on me. And I went home. I probably didn't get a good night's sleep probably for about 3 weeks because I started turning up in real estate. I'm studying. I'm doing different things in real estate. The first year that I quit my job, I made over $250,000 in real estate.
How old were you?
I doubled my salary. I probably was in my late 20s going into my early 30s.
Okay.
Right? So I doubled my salary.
You proved to yourself.
Yep. I believed in me. And again, I mean, it wasn't easy. I was still nervous. I still challenged myself and said, you know what? Do I need to go back and get a part-time job? Because I didn't have that medical coverage. I didn't understand entrepreneurship as a business yet. And that's what kind of like started me up. But, you know, at the end of the day, I said, if I'm going to fall, I'm going to fall on me. I'm not going to fall on somebody else.
Right.
So, yeah, it's amazing, man. And I'm here
That's
today.
beautiful. It's a beautiful story.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of perseverance, a lot of going through the roller coaster ride of what it really is to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah. Yep. And I wouldn't change it for the world, man. But one thing I would tell people is that you got to believe in you. You got to believe in you and don't allow anybody to tell you what you can't do. Just because they can't do it don't mean you can't do it.
Correct.
You know? And that's when the real estate entrepreneur became a monster. and I
You unleashed them.
I unleashed him, man, and I love real estate, man. I love it. If there's anything, I tell my family this: the day that I die, bury me in the back of one of my properties, get the tax-free for having a cemetery, and live your life, man. That's how much I love real estate.
Say that again. Is that real? Is that legal?
It's very legal.
Really?
Trump did it. Trump's ex-wife, he's buried at his golf course because now he doesn't have to pay taxes.
No.
So if you bury yourself in one of your properties, then it's a cemetery. Cemeteries don't pay taxes.
That's insane.
Yes.
The loopholes.
The loophole in the law, man. It's the beauty of real estate. It's the love of real estate, man. There's a lot of programs out there, and not to go too far down the rabbit hole, but there's programs out there where you have schools, right?
As a podcaster, I needed a place to share my voice and hear other stories. That's how Forge Studios was born. A place created not just for me, but for everyone searching for something more. An environment where as soon as you walk in, you feel the energy and you feel welcomed. Where being seen and heard is part of the experience. A place for entrepreneurs to share their journey, for creators to bring ideas to life, for businesses to grow authentically. A space that values mental health, encourages real conversations, and supports those who turns ideas into impact. Here at the Forge Studios, creativity, culture, and purpose aligns and comes together to help you create something greater. A place where we leave the filters behind and we start expressing ourselves for real. The Forge Studio. Your journey starts here. Your impact starts now.
That they have cemeteries on the property of the school, so they don't pay the school taxes. They own the properties.
That's crazy.
It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. I mean, and that's how much I love real estate. Like, just bury me in the back of one of the properties. You don't have to pay taxes.
Wow.
It's a beautiful
That's
thing.
really good to know.
Yeah, so you get you like 4 or 5 acres, man. Put a nice property there, put a nice ADU on there, and say, listen, this is where I want to be. You can cremate me, do whatever you want, just make sure I'm here. That way it saves my family from paying taxes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
It's crazy, ain't it?
That's crazy.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
So you've been doing this for 33 years. You've probably seen everything when it comes to real estate.
So I would probably say, yeah, pretty much everything. But real estate changes every year, Leo. The one thing I'm proud about with real estate is that a lot of people don't get is that when you do real estate comes with a pivot. So every few years you got to pivot in real estate. You never lose in real estate until you quit.
Okay.
As long as you don't quit in real estate, you'll never lose. I promise you'll never lose. You're going to take some lessons, and you're going to make some bad decisions, and you're going to have some bad deals, but you'll never lose in real estate until you quit.
How was 07, 08 for you?
Oh man, so very interesting question, right? So a lot of people believe 07 and 08 was because of investors. It's not true. In 2007 and 2008, the reason why a lot of things went haywire is because it was the lenders. The lenders loaned to people and gave them balloon payments.
That's right.
Right?
People who didn't deserve that loan were getting that loan.
So here's what happened. So what the lenders came up with, it was a program. They said, hey, listen, we're going to allow homeowners to buy homes and only pay interest-only loans, because they looked at it and said the average homeowner stays in their property between 5 and 10 years. So if you can stay in this property between 5 and 10 years and pay interest only, at the end of the 10th year, when you have the balloon payment, you can just go ahead and sell the home. Because most people most people's first home is not their last home.
I see.
You follow what I'm saying? So it's not your primary last home.
Right.
So you're there for 5 or 10 years. After 5 or 10 years, your family might grow. Your family might get smaller. You might decide that you don't want to stay in this particular state. A lot of people bought homes to get in better schools, better school districts. So after that 5th to 10th year, at that point, you're supposed to sell. Well, what the lender didn't realize is that they gave out so many of these type of loans. When it was time to sell, it was a plethora of houses to be sold. So people weren't moving the product fast enough. They weren't selling the home fast enough. And the balloon payment came, and then foreclosure came, and then the market crashed. It wasn't investors. It was lenders. Yeah.
That makes so much more sense.
Yeah.
Because now I'm supposed to sell my house. I can't sell my house. There's too many homes in the market, and I got this massive payment coming.
Absolutely. So most people had interest-only payments. You paid interest only. 5 to 10 years came. Now you got to make this balloon payment of $20,000, $30,000. A lot of people were trying to run and refinance, but remember, you were getting this loan with almost little to no credit profile. So people with 580, 600 credit scores, they can't just go refi a house now with an additional $30,000 balloon payment included in that. The market crashed. So for me, I wasn't in that predicament. I'm buying cash. Back then, a lot of times, like today's interest rates, right? People panic all the time. Hey, the interest rate is 7-8%. I'm like, what? My first hard money loan was 14, 15%. Wow. Give me 7-8%. I'll take it all day. So when
it's all perspective, right?
It's all perspective, right? When COVID kicked in, 2-3 years ago, interest rates dropped to 4%.
That's
I
right.
went crazy.
That's right.
I pulled money out of everything, every life insurance policy. I pulled money out of every account, and I bought nothing but single-family homes.
How many did you buy?
Probably 20, 25 single-family homes.
That's insane.
At 4% interest rate, at DSCR loans.
Wow.
Now, people are probably looking and saying, DSCR loans, that's a 30-year mortgage. Yes, at 4%. But guess what? 3 years later, what you think I'm flipping? Those single-family homes that I bought at 4%. Some I kept, some I flipped. Because your number one buyer in real estate is your number one retail buyer in real estate is the single-family home buyer, yes. FHA, NACA programs. Families want to buy single-family homes. So guess what? Now I have the inventory. I got the product. So when COVID kicked in, I went crazy because I've never seen a hard money loan at 4%.
You were positioned perfectly with the right knowledge and experience to capitalize on that.
Absolutely. And that's how we came up with the cash flow roadmap. Because we knew that, hey, we're probably never going to see 4% again.
No.
Probably not. I mean, and if it does happen, guess what? I'm going to take all the money I got again. I'm going to buy more single family homes if it happens again. But I thought to myself, I said, Leo, you know what? This is a fluke. The banks is going to realize they made a mistake. They're going to call these loans back. So I said, let me hurry up and buy as many single family homes as I can. Because if they start calling loans back, guess what? I'll just put them on the market and sell them. And that's what I did. I started selling the single family homes.
How much money did you pull out to buy these homes?
Maybe about a little over $500,000. Because remember, I only had to put down 10 to 15%. So when you do a DSCR loan, typically it's 20, 25%. But with my experience, and the history that I had with these lenders, I was putting down 10, 15, 20% max on each property. And I was getting the properties for about $100,000, $120,000 was my budget. So I'm putting down, $20,000 a pop.
That's insane. What areas did you look for to buy these homes? Is it all same area? Did you split them up, multiple areas? How'd you do it?
Great question, Leo. So when I did this during COVID, I only farm, and that's a real estate term that you farm in a certain area, right?
Yep.
I only farm in BC areas. I don't buy DE areas. I only farm in BC areas.
I have no clue what that means.
Yeah, so I'm gonna break that down. I'm gonna break that down for you. So as a real estate investor, most people get into real estate and they go in DE areas because the entry point of buying real estate is cheaper.
Got it.
So you can buy a property for $40,000, $50,000. That might be in a DE area. My BC area, my lowest property might be $90,000 to $100,000 back at that time.
I understand.
Now I'm paying $200, $250 for the BC areas. But it depends on what your budget is to get in. For me in '91, $5,000, that was a DE area when I bought that property, right? Then when I went to the quad in a different neighborhood, that might have been CD area.
Understood.
So as I'm gradually going up, now I'm in BC areas. So when I bought those single family homes, I knew that I had to resell this product. So I had to resell this home.
Correct.
Nobody really wants to buy in a DE area as a 30-year mortgage. So if I buy in BC, now not only do I have the right property, more importantly, I have the right location.
Right.
Because real estate is based on location, not properties.
Right. The majority of people, the majority of people are going to want a BC level home.
Absolutely. And not only just as a buyer, but that's how I do even today as a landlord. I'm buying rental properties in BC areas because I'm buying properties in areas that I would live in if I had to.
Got you.
Not being forced to live somewhere that I'm uncomfortable.
Right. Incredible. I'm learning so much.
Absolutely, man.
I'm learning so much. I love people like you like you're super intelligent and like you it's not about timing the market, it's about being ready.
Yep. And you know what, Leo? So a lot of people think that, you know, I can only do, or they can only do one particular style of real estate at a particular time. You hear a lot of people say all the time, like, "Hey, you know, don't buy right now. The market is crashing, or interest rates are too high." I buy every season, every market. And for the people who say, "Don't buy now because of this, don't flip now, don't hold properties rentals now, you know, don't do this, don't do that," it's because they don't know enough information. The more information that you know, the more strategies that you have, and the more likely that you can pivot.
Right.
You should be able to buy real estate in any market. Any market. And if anybody tells you different, that's because they only know those particular strategies to survive in that particular market.
Got it.
But if you have multiple strategies, I can buy when interest rates are high, I can buy when interest rates are low. It doesn't matter to me because I have a strategy for each market, right? If interest rates are high, guess what? I can't go in and try to buy something at a high price tag. So that means I have to get the best bang for my dollar. However, I'm not chasing interest rates because if I buy right, and even if the interest rate is high, I can always go back and refinance later. When interest rates drop, I can just go refi. I still have the property. The key is get in, get the property, understand what you're doing, and then evaluate and pivot later.
Do you have a book?
I should write one though.
You need one.
I have a mentorship.
Seriously, you need one.
Yeah, absolutely.
You need a book.
Absolutely.
You have a lot of knowledge.
I appreciate that.
You can really put into a book and help a lot of people.
Yeah, and you know what?
Yeah.
And the thing is, when people come to me, because a lot of times we talk about, you know, real estate influencers, we talk about real estate investors, right? And when people come to me, you just can't come to me and get in my program. You just can't come to me and say, "Hey, teach me this," right? I will teach anybody anything they want to know. But the first thing I ask people is, are you ready to execute? Because the information is on me.
Right.
The execution is on you.
Right.
And I'll teach you, but you got to
do
be ready.
something with this.
You got to do something with it,
Yeah.
right? Because a lot of people, you get all these different things, you get all this information, you hold it. What happens is your arms and your hands get too full, and everything collapses, right? Analysis paralysis is what happens to people when you get too much information.
I know so many people who hoard information.
Yep.
Right? Like, I had this friend. He was a event junkie.
Wow.
He would just go to events.
Yeah.
These big masterminds, these big events. Wouldn't do anything with it.
Yep.
Would just go to events. Oh, I gotta go network. I gotta go learn. I gotta go get better. Bro, how many events have you gone to? Like, do something with it. Take all that knowledge, apply it.
You want to hear something interesting?
Please.
I was that same event junkie. But you know the
Is that
difference.
why you laughed?
I did laugh because I'm like, he's talking about me, right? So what happens with me is when I go to an event, once I get one piece of information, I leave. I'm gone. I don't need to hear anything else. I walk in, as soon as I get that one piece of information, I'm like, that's it. I'm going to leave. I'm going to go back home. I'm going to execute. Then I'll go back out and I'll get more information. If you stay at an event and you just getting overwhelmed with all these different things, guess what? You're going to come home and be like, damn, what did he say?
Yeah.
I can't remember what he said. But as soon as I get that one thing, bam, as soon as it triggers, I'm done. I'm packing my bag. I'm out of there.
That's crazy.
I'm out of there. And then a lot of people laughing because, you know, when I come do podcasts or if I come do speaking engagements, they'll say, Calvin, like after the event was over, where were you? I left. By the time they go party and drink, I'm on a flight back home because I have this information. I need to execute this. I need to put this information in effect. Information without execution is useless.
What drives you?
Passion. I'm passionate about other people winning. My driving goal is that when I had to fight for my life, and I laid on that bed, and it was either me or me going to the other side. I prayed every day, and the prayer that I said to God was, "If you get me off this bed, you came for me. I'm full. I'm heavier. I'm full. The next time you come for me, I want to be empty. I want to give out everything that I have to teach people. I know you put me on this planet. I know you put me on this earth to teach people, right? God gives us a life, and it's up to us to manage it.
Yes.
So my passion is to see people win. You're only as strong as your weakest link, and I can't win if you're not winning. So my passion is I gotta make sure Leo wins. I gotta make sure you win. I gotta make sure whoever's listening to this podcast, I gotta make sure that you win. So when you tap into me, when you tap into Leo, you gotta win. That's my passion. We win together. And that keeps me going every day because I know I have the information to level people up and get them to the next level.
Do you think that's why God gave you cancer? Have you thought about that?
I think God gave me cancer to say, stop playing with your time. Stop taking time for granted. You know, a lot of times people always worried about the money. How much money do you make? Are you rich? You know, and I always say to people, you know, what's rich? What's the dollar amount to say that you're rich? Oh, so I can have, FU money or I can do whatever I want to do. I don't want to be rich. I want to be wealthy. And wealthy is not money, it's time. Rich and money is a tool to open up the door to wealth.
Yes.
Wealth is the time. The most wealthiest person in the world, when you see wealthy people, they're not worried about making no more money.
No.
They're worried about going to the gym, eating healthy, spending time with their loved ones.
Yes.
I want to be wealthy. So I believe that God said to me, stop playing. I know you got this information and you're playing with your life. And if you continue to play, I'm going to give you something that's going to wake you up. And that was cancer. Because when I got off that bed, every minute, every second counts, Leo. Every minute, I don't waste no time.
How long ago was this?
It's been about 7-8 years now that I beat cancer. And I don't waste no time, man. And my mentor, which is a gentleman by the name of George Anderson, when I learned how to do new construction, I learned through George. And it's funny because we met through real estate. And as we got to know each other, he had the same cancer that I had.
Really?
So now we became cancer brothers.
That's
I mean, we laugh at
How
it.
life
but
goes,
Yeah, how
yes.
life goes, man. Yep, right.
That's
and he moved to
crazy.
Thailand right now. And, he taught me mostly everything of the new construction piece in the real estate that I do. But yeah, God stepped in my life, man, and said, either you wake up or I'm taking you. Because I gave you a talent and you need to use it and utilize it the right way. You know?
Yeah. Do you have kids?
I do, man. 4.
4. Holy. You are my third guest today.
Yeah.
And you're my third guest that has 4 kids. Every single person I interviewed today has 4 kids.
Yeah.
What's the ratio?
Oh, man. 3 girls, 1 boy.
3 girls, 1 boy. The other guy also, 3 girls, 1 boy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man. And my son, he slipped through the cracks. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't. I always tease him for like I was done. He's 14 years old.
He's the youngest?
He's the youngest. My daughter's 29. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
he's almost half. You know what I mean?
Wow.
He slipped through the cracks, man.
That's
but
hysterical.
Love him to death,
But
man.
you got your
He's-
boy.
and I got my boy. And guess what? And I also believe God kept me around for that as well.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because somebody got to stand and take the throne.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, man. Kids, I love them, man, and that's my lifeline.
How do you balance family and work?
Oof, that's tough, man. I suck at that. You know, if I had to be transparent, I suck at that, man. I'm not a great family balancing guy. I'm a great provider. I'm a great listener. I keep the family together. But I just recently, within the last 3 years, started really understanding how to balance it properly. I just recently started getting 8 hours of sleep. You know, for me, I was getting 3-4 hours of sleep because I was constantly working, constantly building. And what I had to realize is that the wealth is what's around me, is not what I'm going after. And then that's when it really kicked in and was like, when I wake up every day to see my family, that's the wealth. So now I'm doing better, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
prior before that, I sucked at it, man. I sucked at it, bad at it. And I'm just glad that my family understood, had patience, and rode this wave out with me, man. Rode it out with me because I'm horrible at that. Business wise, then I'll thump with the best of them. Family time.
You've been married for how long?
Oh man, sheesh. Married, man. This is the second union here, Leo. The first one didn't make it, man.
Got you. Got you.
You know what I mean? So it's been some time, man. 13, 14 years, man. Been solid. So yeah, I'm doing good right now, hopefully.
Yes. How important is it, would you say, to have things at home stable so you can go work?
Man, I tell you this, as entrepreneurs, you have to pick the right partner, man. Because if your significant other at home doesn't understand your goal and your drive, you're coming home mad dad. You're coming home mad husband, you know, and it's going to keep you away from being home. So, you know, I'm not a professional relationship therapist, but what I can say is that I made a lot of mistakes, and those mistakes were made because I didn't understand what other people's needs were when it came to building a union. So you have to make that a priority, but you got to pick the right partner.
Yes.
You can't be the looks. It can't just be the brains. It got to be everything, man.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So you got to pick the.
As a podcaster, I needed a place to share my voice and hear other stories. That's how Forge Studios was born. A place created not just for me, but for everyone searching for something more. An environment where as soon as you walk in, you feel the energy and you feel welcomed. Where being seen and heard is part of the experience. A place for entrepreneurs to share their journey, for creators to bring ideas to life, for businesses to grow authentically. A space that values mental health, encourages real conversations, and supports those who turns ideas into impact. Here at the Forge Studios, creativity, culture, and purpose aligns and comes together to help you create something greater. A place where we leave the filters behind and we start expressing ourselves for real. The Forge Studio. Your journey starts here. Your impact starts now.
Right partner, because if you don't have that, you know you're going to be single forever. And some people are married and still single. Some people are in relationships and still single. And the reason why they are because they didn't pick the right partner. So you got to, it's extremely important, man. Your success is based on your foundation, your family, your wife, your household. That's your foundation. It's just like business. If the foundation is not solid, it's going to crumble.
I've heard a lot of rich men say that the number one decision you could make in life as a man is picking the right woman.
Is the number one.
Number one.
Is picking the right woman, and number two is believing in yourself and always executing.
Yes.
Always executing, man. No to me means next opportunity. I don't never, I don't.
There's no failure.
There's no failure. There's no emotions, man. There's no emotions. People who control your emotion control your mind, and if they control your mind, they control your money. If they control your money, they control your motion. So you cannot have emotions, man. You got to control that yourself, And when you do that, man, the sky's the limit.
Tell me a deal that you made that was really memorable to you. That you're like, man, that was a really interesting deal we just did right now. Is there one that comes to mind?
A couple of them. So one deal that I did, so a lot of my deals used to fall in this category, whereas though I was so confident in myself in real estate, I would lock up deals and didn't have the money. And I would say to my family members all the time, they were like, "Man, you got like 4 or 5 deals locked up. You got to come up with $150,000." I said, "We're gonna get it. We're gonna figure it out," because I knew that I needed this. I needed this to work. I was even days before settlement on the phone with lenders, getting increases, doing different strategies, understanding financial literacy to make sure that I got those deals done.
Wow.
So when some people say they like, I don't have the money, the money is there. They print money every day.
Every day.
They print money every day. You just got to go get it. You got to go get it. So me knowing that I was locking up deals, didn't have all the money, but I work good under pressure. When I know it's pressure, I perform my best because I can't let me down. I can't let me down. So that's one scenario where knowing pressure and knowing that, hey, these deals are locked up and I didn't have the money, I had to find the money. The other thing that really, really touched me is when I do my flips. And when I see families who see I take a product that's all beat up and then I turn it into a palace. And then I see the looks on the family faces when they come in and they're getting their dream home.
That's awesome.
Yeah. They come in, they see these properties, and a lot of times before the client even asks for seller assist, I'm offering it. Hey, listen, how can I help you out? How can I help you get this? How can I help you get this? I get offers on properties, and it can be a cash buyer over here. It can be a single mom over here with 2 kids, and she don't quite have the money to get the property. She might be short $10,000, $15,000. Guess what? For the business, this makes more sense. For my gift, this makes sense. And I will give that mom, I will give that family that $10,000, $15,000 to get that property. Because I know in my heart, they're going to cherish what I built. That's what makes sense to me. And there's those moments.
That's beautiful.
That I have that. It's those moments that I have that. You know, this cash buyer, he gonna be around, man. If he ain't buying from me, he gonna buy from the next investor.
Right.
But this mom, this might be the one last shot she got to get this property. This single dad, it might be the one last shot he got to get that property. And if I have to bite a little bit back off of my profit to make sure they get that, I'm gonna do that.
You're a good man.
Yeah, I'm trying, man. I'm making it happen, Leo. You got to.
Break it down for me.
Yeah.
Tell me everything that your companies do real estate wise. Where do you have your hands in wholesale, flip, buy and hold? Break it down for me.
Yep. So what we do is the core of our company is CNC Investments, which is the CEO of the Cash Flow Roadmap. So inside of the Cash Flow Roadmap, what we do is that we teach other investors on how to get into real estate. We'll teach you the entry level of it, how to analyze a deal, how to get the funding, how to do rehabs, how to become a great landlord. But that's just the peak of it. The high point of our company is we teach you the business of real estate. I'm gonna teach you how to get the property, and then we're gonna also teach you how to keep the property. See, a lot of people teach real estate online. You got a lot of influencers out here. You got a lot of people that teach you the basics, which is great. Everybody needs the basics. But when you come to me, I'm gonna teach you how to scale that real estate, 10x it, but also keep your properties. A lot of people learn this business, but they don't know how to do the business. So I always say real estate leaves residue, and a lot of people's hands are super clean. So I'm going to teach you business of real estate. Our company does real estate. We do flips. We do new construction. We do property management. And now going into 2026, we're also going to be doing private funding. And why I say 2026 is because of how we structure our business at the beginning of June, we turn it to 2026. We go from June to June. We don't go from December to December.
Got it.
So right now, I'm in 2026.
Wow. How many people have you taught this?
Oh man, so far we have about 300 students.
Wow.
And I don't call my students mentees, because a mentee is what you do with a child, right? I call my students leaders, because I'm a leader and I'm teaching them how to be leaders.
That's beautiful.
So we have about 300 leaders right now, and it's growing. It's growing.
That's incredible. How much is your program?
Oh man, so we have 3 tiers of our program. This is a great question, Leo. So we got 3 tiers of our program, right? To get into our program, before I tell you the price point of the program, let me just tell you the stipulations of the program. You cannot just you cannot just go on social media, click a link, and pay for this program. You have to get on the phone call, and you won't talk to the secretary or the secretary. You're going to talk to me. And I need to know if you're in position to win. Because if you're not in position to win, you can't join the program. Right. So the 3 tiers is, one tier we have is something called the Real Estate Cash Flow Roadmap Hands-On, where you're actually literally coming to the property with me every Friday, and you're walking through the process from start to finish of the program.
Wow.
Right. And it takes me about 4 months to get through a rehab. So the first portion of the program is 4 months, and then you get 6 months of support. So I'm not a coach where as though I teach you the information, then I let you go. No, you still have me for 6 months. So that's tier number 1. Tier number 1 is $7,500. Tier number 2 is for my people who can't get to Philadelphia. So that means that you have to do some things online, right? So that tier is a little bit cheaper. That tier is $6,500, right? But you will still get the same information. It's just that you're doing it via online.
Got it.
The 3rd tier we have is what we call our community. So for the people, when you call me, you say, hey, Calvin, I want to join your program. I'm like, okay, the first question I ask you is, what's your credit score? I'm in the 500s. Listen, before you pay me $7,500, I want you to take the $7,500 and I want you to get your credit fixed. Get your credit fixed, get in position to execute, then come see me. There is no reason for you to pay me if you can't execute the information that I'm giving you.
Right.
So then I tell them, I said, listen, since you can't execute, I'd rather you go into my community, which is $50 a month, and you get inside the community, you can learn different types of information, right? And then once we help you build you to get ready to execute, then you can come out of the community, then you can join one of the other 2 tiers. And that's
Smart.
how we function our business.
You got to team up with one of these credit guys.
Absolutely. 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 So what I typically do is, like, we have credit people inside of our community.
Okay.
And I'm always open and willing to talk to credit guys. I'm always willing to talk to funding guys. But I like to keep a lot of things in-house.
Smart. Yeah.
That way, because, people that do credit, people that do funding, I don't like to put my name or anybody else's name on the line.
I understand
If
what you're
I
saying.
say, hey, make sure you guys tap in and watch Leo, is because Leo has a great podcast.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and I'm standing on that. I can't refer anybody that I haven't done business with or haven't had conversations with that I know has a genuine person and is going to have that live and operate off of integrity.
Correct.
Because integrity is the key, and it's what I stand on.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that's your backing.
That's my back end, man.
Yeah, man.
My back end. Yep, absolutely.
Man.
It's a good one, huh?
It's a good one. It's a good one. It's really like, I don't think I ever met anyone who's been doing real estate this long.
Wow.
I think most people who I interview are doing it maybe 10 years.
I've been in this, man. This is my life. I love it.
It's incredible.
I love it.
Because you began doing this, like you said, right? Every so often, it reinvents itself,
Absolutely.
right? Real estate.
Yep.
And
Pivots.
from 91 to 2025,
Yep.
I mean, the world has drastically changed in that time span.
Yes, it has.
And you're still here. You're still winning. You're still doing real estate. You're still teaching. It's incredible.
And you know what, too, what a lot of people got to understand is that your longevity in real estate is getting the information. If somebody asks me and say, hey, what would you say to a new investor? What's the first step that they should do? The first step you should do is get the information. Turn off the social media. Turn it down. Turn down the volume and turn up your value.
Yes.
Get the information, because the information that you get is going to help you execute. You see a lot of flashy stuff online. You see a lot of lifestyle stuff online. That stuff is great. You're going to get there.
Right.
You're going to get there. But before you get there, as a new entrepreneur, as somebody new that's getting into real estate, a new investor, get the information first. Find you somebody that's doing exactly what you want to do. Whatever you feel like you want to do and you understand, find the person you can emulate and say, hey, I like this person. I like what they're doing. I want to do what they're doing. Team up with them. Don't worry about what it costs. Get in the room. Get next to that person, because the money you're going to pay to get next to that person, you're going to get back 10 times fold. I promise you. I promise you. Get
100%.
the information. Get the information.
Man. What do you think drives you?
Other people's success. Me helping other people win. When my leaders
That's a good one.
and my students in my side of my program, when they get a property, I'm excited. When I see that they're going to the next level, their success is my success. I'm not winning by myself. I'm winning because God gave me a gift that I'm supposed to give back to the world. So when the people who tap into me, when they're winning, we're winning together as a family. We win together. You're only as strong as your weakest link. So what drives me is understanding and letting other people win off the information I'm giving that they execute, and I'm changing lives. I'm changing lives. I'm giving people generational wealth off the information that I acquired, that I learned, that God gave me to give back to people to make sure they can take care of their families. That's the win.
Have you ever been able to stop and like smell the roses
Nope.
and really like pat yourself on the back for what you've done?
It's not enough, man. I'm not done. The job's not done. The job's not done.
You're the second person that says that today.
I
Fucking Kobe.
listen. You know when I'm going to smell the roses, to be honest? When I'm laying underneath them.
Tell me why.
Because I have to work every day to make sure that we all win. The job's not done.
Perspective is everything.
Yes.
You don't think you're winning?
I think I'm winning because other people are winning, yes. However, the moment that I believe that I won, then what's the next goal? So I don't believe that. I think my goal and my winning is infinite. And in order for it to be infinite, every day is a goal. When I wake up, I'm blessed. Every day is a blessing, right? So I'm blessed. As soon as I woke up today, I jumped on that flight to get here. I won already for the day for me. So now my job is to come on this podcast and bless the people that are tapping in. It's my job to help them win. I won already. I'm here. I won. So now I have to give the information that's inside of me to help them win. That's why the job's never done.
Let me ask it in a different way.
Yep.
Do you reward yourself in a manner of like, oh, I want that car, or I want that watch, or whatever it may be?
Yeah.
Do you reward yourself in that manner? Every now and then, clearly.
So I used to. So when I was younger, I think every person needs this.
Right.
Because I'm not against the lifestyle. Every person needs it, but you're talking a 19-year-old kid, with a convertible Mustang. I never was really into the Rolexes and things like that. I just wasn't. I was a geek. I was a nerd in school. Like I wasn't into it, right? What I did want though, I always wanted a mansion. I got it, right? I always wanted to be able to wake up every day and do what I wanted to do, and I do that. My.
You probably got a great deal in your house.
Guess you know what? It's interesting you say that. I bought my house from an auction. I paid $100,000 for it. I put $100,000 in it.
That's awesome.
And today, we're gonna be selling it for over $500,000.
That's
'cause
incredible.
I downsized. I don't need it anymore. I did it, right? Once I got it out of my system. I mean, we had 6 bedrooms, 6 baths, double lot, 5-car driveway.
It's huge.
It's huge. But guess what though? You know how hard it is to keep that clean,
Oh my goodness.
right? It was rooms inside of my house that I never even saw. I became a hoarder. I'm just putting empty Amazon boxes all over the place. It was unnecessary, right? So I got it out of my system. So what I'm saying is to say that there are things that you can say, hey, I want a Lambo. I want
Right.
a Rolls Royce, right? Get those things. Get it out your system.
I agree.
I'm 6'2". I can't fit in the Lambo. I'm too big, right? So what excites me is investing in the tools that continue to help me run my business in the system. And that way my system is running efficiently and effectively, that I can live my life every day on my rules and my regulations. That's my goal now. But I did have that, hey, I want a convertible. I did have that, hey, I want this, but
Right.
I did it, I've been there, done that. I mean, I've blown some money. I used to have slingshots and toys and different things like that. I blew the money, and after a year or two, I get bored and I sold it.
Yeah.
So now in life right now, and I'm just like, I'm good. I'm good. I don't need, all the different things that people think you need. People say, hey, I want, I need to make $100,000 a month. Why?
More money, more problems. They don't realize that either.
Well, yeah, more money, more problems. But here's the thing. As a new entrepreneur, is it really realistic? There's a difference between active income and passive income.
Correct.
If I'm making $100,000 a month being active, I have to get up every day and get activated.
That's right.
But if I'm making $50,000 a month passive income,
Much better.
I'm making it in my sleep.
Yes.
All I got to do is wake up in 24 hours,
Yes.
right? And if I plan myself properly right now, I'm worth more dead than alive. I got life insurance policies that when they kick in, they pay off all the properties. My kids are taken care of. Boom. Everybody's good. So I like the active income. I like to come out. I like to make money actively, but I take the active income and I knock down the debt and the liabilities of the passive income so I can have more passive income. Meaning that, talking in real estate terms, is, if I'm $10 million in debt, I'm working actively doing my mentorship program, teaching people, and I take that money and I put it towards the debt of the passive income to increase my passive income each month. If I was to go today or tomorrow, my kids is not going to sit on this podcast and can tell you what I'm telling you today.
Right.
My daughters and son might say, that was dad's dream to have properties. We don't want that.
As a podcaster, I needed a place to share my voice and hear other stories. That's how Forge Studios was born. A place created not just for me, but for everyone searching for something more. An environment where as soon as you walk in, you feel the energy and you feel welcomed. Where being seen and heard is part of the experience. A place for entrepreneurs to share their journey, for creators to bring ideas to life, for businesses to grow authentically. A space that values mental health, encourages real conversations, and supports those who turns ideas into impact. Here at the Forge Studios, creativity, culture, and purpose aligns and comes together to help you create something greater. A place where we leave the filters behind and we start expressing ourselves for real. The Forge Studio. Your journey starts here. Your impact starts now.
We selling them properties. But if I can put them in position to make $50,000 a month every 31st day, it's like clockwork. All they got to do is wake up. All they got to do is survive the day. They don't got to get activated. That's my job, to stay activated, to put them in position.
Have you put properties in their names?
Absolutely. Well, no, absolutely not.
Trust.
Absolutely not. I'm a ghost. And I always say that you never put well, I'm not gonna say you never. You're getting started in real estate, don't put many properties in your name. I started off with a property in my name, right? And then I sold that property to my LLC. Then the LLC sold it to the trust, right? So right now,
That's just paperwork, right? The selling of it.
It's just paperwork. Yes, just paperwork. So, and then with the trust, the trustees is the LLC though. This is where I think differently.
Got
So
it.
a lot of people, trustees are their children or their loved ones. My trustees are the LLCs.
And their members.
And their members. So if anything happens to me, the life insurance kicks in, it goes to the business first to take care of the debt. And then the income off of that is going to my loved ones. So now they have properties that are clear, that are free and clear. They have a business that has no debt. They can do whatever they want to do with it at that point.
Fucking genius. You set your whole family up. That's incredible.
Hey man, just don't tell them too much because they're like, did he say he's worth more dead than alive? Put a little spike into that too.
Gotta watch out for that one.
Right? So, but yeah, man, that's the beauty of it, Leo. Man, it's you know, I lived my life. I'm proud to be here. I don't take advantage of life.
You've done a
every day.
good job, Calvin.
You know, and I love life every day. But at the end of it, you know, I did what I wanted to do. Now is my time to make sure that my children's children are set for life. And that's my goal every day now. I enjoy what I'm doing. You know, when you enjoy what you do, it's not work.
No.
We sitting here talking about my life in real estate.
Isn't that incredible?
And I'm feeling good,
Isn't that incredible?
right?
And this is gonna help you. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Like,
yes. And guess what, though? But even if it didn't, it's helping them.
yes.
The goal is helping them,
Correct.
right? I want somebody to look at this and be like, you know what? I understand where he's coming from. I get it. And if I can, if only one person got the information and did something with it, we both won, Leo.
Amen.
We won. And that's the goal, man. That's the goal. When I leave here, you know, I'm going back to Philly, I'm going to New York, I'm going to Atlanta. I travel. This is what I do. I love it. And that's only on the weekends because Monday through Friday, I'm inside that real estate. I'm hands-on. I am not a real estate influencer. I am a real estate investor who does real estate every day. Every single day. You can catch me in the properties, man.
You're busy all day.
I love it. I love it.
That's crazy. Man, incredible.
Hey, man.
Rent's due.
Rent is due, Leo. Every single day, rent is due, man. And you got to live life exactly like that. You got to pay rent every day, man. And it's not always about monetary. It's not always about the money. It's about living your life to the fullest. Live each day to the fullest. You're not promised tomorrow.
No, you're not.
Tomorrow's a gift.
It really is.
It's a gift.
It really is.
So you got to live, man. If you say you want to go get that yacht, jump off the yacht, jump back off, go do it today. Go do it today. As long as you're not hurting yourself or hurting anybody else, whatever it is that you say that you want to do it. Don't worry about the money. Don't worry about the money because
It'll
guess
come.
what? You're going to get it back.
Right.
Listen, man, I ask people this all the time. Do you believe money grows on trees? And money grows on trees when you plant seeds. Money's nothing but paper. They print money every day, man. Go spend that money, live your life, do the things you're supposed to do, take care of your loved ones, and bless somebody. And that's how you get that money back.
Mic drop. We're going to leave it at that.
Doom.
Do me a favor, Calvin. Look at that camera. Let everyone know where they can find you.
Absolutely.
Your IG, your program, whatever you want to share.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, guys, you can follow me on all social media platforms at Calvin Cannon Jr. What I want you to do, guys, I want you to tap in with me. I want you to tap in with Leo. Make sure you continue to watch this podcast. Send me a DM if you're interested in joining the program. If you're interested in my community, all you got to do is send me a DM and say, hey, I watched you on Leo's podcast, and I want to tap in with you, and we're going to make sure we get you some type of discount code to get you in. So remember, make sure you bless yourself, bless your loved ones, and thank you. Thank you for tapping in.
Incredible.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you, brother. It's a pleasure meeting you, man. I love meeting people like you who are so knowledgeable, who have really like broken out the system, pun intended.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Thank you, man.
And what's the name of the podcast?
Out of the system.
Out of the System,
There
man.
you go.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Yeah, man.
Let's do it. Appreciate you.
Guys, tap in with Calvin. If you're someone looking to get into real estate, if you're someone looking to learn how to really be an investor and take your life to the next level, that's my guy right here.
Let's go.
I'm gonna put all the links down below. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and we'll see you guys next time.